Hello everybody, how you doing? Wee Paddy here. Just before this video starts, the wee sharpening video, I just wanted to throw in a wee bit of info. I don't know if you remember me a while back. I done a thing about Congi's knife sales. I'll put the name down in the description. It's on Facebook. Go over to Facebook on Congi's knife sales. This week's raffle, or waffle, whatever it's called, it's for 3 GEC knives. Anybody can enter. Just go over there and enter into it. It's £3.50. You pay by PayPal. It's all the details on his channel. Nothing to do with me, but a very trustworthy man. That's what I can tell you. He's got 3 GEC, so it's £3.50 per entry. And if you buy 3, you could win 3 knives. But the chances are very slim, but I'm sure you'd be happy with one. Buy 1, buy 2, buy 3, buy whatever you want. There's no limit. You can buy what you want. So there's 3 GECs, £3.50 a go. As soon as he fills up the 90 slots, that's it. He does the draw, and there it is. So if you go on, join his Facebook group, there's a chance to win. That's it. Now I'm going to lead you on to the video, the sharpening video. Bye now. Hello everybody, wee Paddy from across the shuck, and I'm back at you today again. I got a wee sharpening video on this knife, which is an Arthur Wright Barlow. And I was going to use this and do the video, as I said last week, but I'm not, and I was going to get a different knife and do it on there, but I'm going to show you that this is an old knife. This is one I bought off Etsy for about 20 quid or something. It's been used. You can see where the blade has gone up. It's very badly damaged up in here. It was probably done by somebody who, well, I don't know whether they were a great sharpener. They've made a bit of a mess up in here at the choil. I've decided I don't want to take a whole lot of blade off this. It's far enough up there, and I just want this as a beater, but you know, a beater that I really enjoy using. It's got buffalo horn. I had some tips. I showed this the last time, and I asked for something to get the luster, and a boy gave me a tip about it's a hoof. I don't know whether it's a hoof varnish or a cleaner for a horse's hooves. So I'm going to go, I've got the name of it, I'm going to go to a saddler's in the town near me when I'm up home, get some of that and try it on it and see what that does to it. But apart from that, I just want this knife. It's a lovely knife. It's not a valuable knife. It's never going to increase in value. It's been well and truly used up past the sharpening choil. But I just want to get it where it's good for use. So all I'm going to do is take whatever edge that's on it off, and then I'm going to sharpen it in front of you. So I'm going to show you what the edge is like. That's not blunt enough. Now, there you go. That's blunt enough for you, is it? Won't cut at all. So, what I'm using, I have a die sharp fine diamond stone on top of here. It's sitting on the leather cover of my Spyderco. This is the large ceramic 8x3. Costs about £100, really dear. But if you're going to sharpen your own knives, highly recommend this, because at the end of the day, if you want to get a, you know, get that edge properly refined and properly sharp, this is super job. I love this. Had it for years. Had this for years. These come probably about a 600 grit. I would say it's at least 800 now, because it's been used that much, well and truly. But it's great for using on little carbon steel blades that I just want to get it down and dirty sharpen and get back into use again. And I've also got a strop. So the three processes that I use to get a lovely little Barlow back into working condition. So I'm just going to start. Now, there's lots of ways you can sharpen, but with a little Barlow like this, and it's carbon steel, I think when they were doing these ones, this is a fair age, this one now, I think when they were doing these, it was probably C75 or something or use. I'm not one on our 1095, but I'm not sure. So I know now Ashley, who runs it, he makes his own ones in 01 tool steel. So what I do is I just get an angle that I'm happy that I want that to be, and I go down. Yes, you can go up and down like a linty and do that. All I'm going to do is try and refine this edge, take away the burr that I put on it by rubbing it across the diamond stone so that it's back to sharpened again. And before I move off this part of the sharpening, I need the knife to be sharp. This is just the initial part, but if I don't get this sharp now, you can see I do this, and as I'm coming up to the end, because you've got the belly up here, you have to lift your elbow, go up and into the belly to keep that belly sharp as well. So I'm just doing this back and forward, and I really just want you to see how easy it is. All I'm doing, I'm not taking any great measurements, I'm just going up and down, and I'm trying not to go off, because when you go off you tend to rub this point on this knife is absolutely, the blade is gorgeous, the point is great. So I just want to keep it roughly on there, roughly the same angle, and just keep doing it. And the longer you're doing it, I mean, I haven't sharpened for a while freehand, but it's something, once you learn it, it doesn't take you long to get back into it again. Like, I feel comfortable again now doing it. Just not, you know, after this couple of seconds, I really haven't done much sharpening. So let's see if I brought this angle back to any sort of sharpness. Give it a wee wipe. Bit of this is receipt paper, which is nice and thin. You can see it's getting there, but it's still a bit raggedy. So I'm gonna put a wee bit of pressure on the bit. This bit at the back is so much thicker where it's been sharpened at the back of the choil here. Once you get down to the back of the blade, it's always thicker than the front. So this bit might not come up brilliant, just simply because it's a big fat part of the blade. And I don't care, as long as maybe 3/4 of the way down, that's all. This is just going to be a knife for a bit of use around the caravan. I just love using older knives rather than new ones sometimes. Sometimes that's just the mood I'm in that day. But these are, you know, I could spend time and put it on one of those fast systems and really take a lot of metal off to get this all back even again. And I just don't want to lose that much blade. I want to keep this knife as part of my collection that I can just bring out and use. And I don't know where anybody else is like that, where they like their older blades some days. I just get up on whatever I feel like, but sometimes I just like an old knife that I'm not going to worry about. I can go and poke, pry, do a little bit of fiddling about. So what I'm doing, hopefully now we're getting to the stage where this is going to be sharp enough to move on to the next step. So there we are, it's getting a bit better now. Not bad, getting there. I'm going to give it another couple of wee swipes because I don't want to move on to the next bit until I've got this bit right. It has to be able to cut. I mean, I don't mind it not being as, you know, great just at that back bit, but I want to be able to get most of the way down there. But it is very thick at the back compared to the rest of it. And you can see the knife when I show it up again. You'll see it, you know, it comes back up into the choil of the knife there. So I hope you are all keeping well. I hope you are going to enjoy this wee video. If you don't, I'm sorry, just turn off. But it's just a sharpening video, and I do these to let people see that an idiot like me, I couldn't sharpen when I first came along. There we go. Now, that's not razor sharp, but it's sharp, and you know, I'm quite happy. I'll give it another couple of wee tiny strokes, and that's sharp, it's cutting. I could take this out, and it's a rough edge, and this would do me my day. Because I don't hard use knives, but even this wee knife is, it's so thin it'll cut through cardboard all day long, even when it's blunt. That's how good, you know, I put these knives up, do you see? They're so thin they'll cut through cardboard even when they're blunt. And let's be honest, most of it, that's what we do. We open boxes, break down cereal boxes. There's another one that I do endless amount of. But there we go, there's that sharp. So I can get rid of this now and move on to my next stone, which is the big Spyderco. This is the ceramic. And again, it's exactly the same again. I'm just gonna, all this does now, this is, it's like glass. There's no feeling on it at all, it's like glass. And all this is gonna do is polish the edge and get rid of the striations that's put on it from the last sharpening stone. Because obviously diamonds, all it does is scores. It scores your blade. And what you're trying to do, every time you go down to a different grit, you're just refining that. Really, to get that back of mine done properly, I need to use a real heavy grit. You know, like a even an 80 degree or an 80 degree, an 80 stone, and just really remove a lot of steel. That's what I don't want to do. Now this stone, if you keep on using, and just like I do, there's no weight I'm using here. I'm starting to hear no resistance, which means that I'm taking away the grind lines from the last stone, and this stone will put a mirror edge. If you keep going, it will put a mirror edge on your knife. I'm not going to be going that far, although look at that. I'm going to try and let you see the shine on this. Can you see that already? That is one hell of a luster that's coming on that blade. So what I've done, that point is the bit that I want to keep. So try not to go off the stone. Sometimes it doesn't matter, just get back on, but don't do it repeatedly and repeatedly. Try to keep the knife on the stone. It's a hell of a difference, isn't it? I still get this buzz when I get a knife and, you know, I cut something and I've done that. I get a silly buzz for doing that. So there we go. Now I'm going to stick this on top, and I'm going to stick my strop there. I don't normally strop like this, but I'm going to give this a go. So, no, I can't do it. I just can't do it. I'm not used to holding my strop in my hand. So what I like to do is put the point of the knife at the top corner here, and then I come down, flatten out and along. Top corner, down, flatten out and along. And no pressure. If you put pressure on it, you can blunt the knife with a strop. Now, a lot of you maybe didn't know that, but if you've been, you know, getting your knife sharpened and then you get to the strop, and it's usually pressure, and you just want to lay off anything else, all this is going to do, again, all this is doing is making that edge more refined so that it goes through material better. And this will, again, this will enhance the blade, make it look super pretty. And this is just a wee work knife, do you know what I mean? Using them 3 tools on your wee everyday knife will make you go out, and if people know you're the knife people, just having a knife that looks nice, that's the joy. People can say, oh, let's see what knife you're carrying. They can see an old knife like this here, but when I see a reflective edge like that on a little knife, now I know that's not going to be brilliant, but it really is a nice little edge on a blade. It's nothing special. I haven't taken a whole lot of time to do it. There's the knife. There we go. So I can quite happily take this wee knife out and use it all day long, and I haven't had to remove. You can see that big smile is still there where it's up there. I don't want to go up there, it's too thick and I'm going to have to use too much material. But this knife is now serviceable, back in use, part of my collection, and I just love it. There you go. Take care. I hope you enjoyed that. It doesn't take much to learn how to do that. I think you can see that. It's just a bit of practice. Grab an old knife like this. Buy one for 20 quid with carbon steel on it. Or use a Rough Rider. Do whatever you've got. Practice, practice, practice. And it becomes easy. After a couple of weeks of practice, you can do it. Simple as that. There you go. Paddy's gone. There's the knife. It's been nice to talk to you all. Take care. Bye-bye now.